Hi guys, so this is week 27 of my pregnancy update with baby number 2, and I am so close to being in the third trimester. It is crazy. I have actually one more week. Some people, they consider it the 27th week, their third trimester, but I'm just going by my app, and my one app that I mainly use says next week I will be in my third trimester, which is just insane to think that it just went by so fast. I think just being busy with Phoenix and stuff and just not focusing on it as you do with your first pregnancy. You're like so focused on it, you can't wait for the baby and everything's about the baby. And I think with your second, you're so occupied with the baby you already have that it just flies by, and it's not the only thing on your mind because there's so many other things going on and it goes way too fast. So for this week, it says that the baby weighs almost 2 pounds and is roughly 14.5 inches long, about the size of a head of a cauliflower. She is sleeping and waking at regular intervals, opening and closing her eyes and perhaps even sucking on her fingers. With more brain tissue developing, the baby's brain is very active now. The lungs are still immature, but they would be capable of functioning with a lot of medical help if your baby were to be born now. So that's kind of a mind easer, because you're always scared of going into labor early or something happening, and just if something were to happen, she could survive with lots of help. So that is good to know. It says hiccups are also very likely. I never had hiccups. I never felt hiccups with Phoenix, but I don't know if it was just because I really didn't know what to feel for. Even when people explain it, I'm kind of like, I don't know, like she moves in rhythm, but I wouldn't know if it's hiccups or not. And she moves a lot. I mean, she is constantly moving. She's moving right now. I can always feel movements and little movements and flutters, sometimes huge movements, mostly at night. In the early morning and late night is when I feel like the most movements, and it is like in a pattern already, like I guess a sleep awake pattern. Like I can tell when she's awake and when she's asleep. Like I can tell it's like a good period of time that I don't feel any movement, and then a good period of time that I feel tons of movement. So it seems like when she is awake, she is moving nonstop. So if that is signs of what's to come, then I'm going to have my hands full, because Phoenix never moved, never felt him move, not never, but hardly ever felt him move. And when he was born, he was always sleeping. He was the sleepiest baby ever. Not that he slept through the night, but he did sleep like car rides or when we were out. Like he was always asleep, when aside from, obviously at night when he should be, but he was a very sleepy baby. So as for me this week, personally, I have the best news ever. I did not vomit this week. That is awesome. I'm so excited about that. I didn't vomit. I didn't feel nausea. I didn't feel like I needed to vomit at any point. It was a smooth sailing week when it came to that type of feeling. So that's great. I hope that part is over. And I've said that before, but still, I really hope that that's done with. Even if it was down to once a week, it was just still not a good feeling. I've also been having like the hardest time looking for clothes this week. I went to like 4 different maternity stores and nothing just fits right. It's crazy, because with Phoenix I bought a whole bunch of the same tan tops in a whole bunch of different colors, and I still actually wear them. This is one of them, but they're just not really appropriate for outside wear, really. Like they're dingy already, like I wore them when I wasn't pregnant, so they've been through a lot in the past 2 years. I have really wore them out, so they're good for like every day when I'm home, or sometimes I can put them under something. And there's certain ones that are decent, but now it's getting warmer and I'm going out of the house more, and it's like I need to look and feel decent. So I'm on the search for clothes. I'm also on the search for a baby shower outfit, and I'm very casual. Like I'm not going to dress up and be overdressed for my baby shower, especially because it's here in my house and it's just not who I am as a person. So I just want to find a nice shirt, nice little like tights, capri tights, and flip-flops, and I'm good to go. But I still haven't even been able to find that. So I did recently do an order on Walmart.com. They have tons of babies, of maternity clothes for very inexpensive prices. So I said, you know what, I'm just gonna give it a try, and they will get here tomorrow. So fingers crossed that they fit good enough, and that, you know, I think I ordered like 9 pieces, like a couple pair of pants, capris. I have 2 pants that I'm like are my favorite, that I save those for days I'm going out. They have the full panel, and then I have a couple other pants that are not really maternity pants, but they have like that you know, that yoga thing, like, and it works. So I ordered 2 more or 3 more, and I ordered a few shirts, and I also ordered 2 possible baby shower shirts. So fingers crossed that I don't have to return them, and that they fit, and that I'm comfortable, because I think that I can survive with these set of clothes that I have for the rest of my pregnancy. So fingers crossed on that. I will let you guys know next week. So in the past 2 days, I have been feeling very crampy, but just not like crazy cramps, but cramps is the only way I can explain the feeling. Also kind of by my incision, my old incision from my previous C-section, I've been feeling like a irritated feeling. And it kind of feels like it's only on my left side, and like it's hard for me to see down there, but when I push my stomach up and really look, it's kind of like I feel like it's right above my scar. I told my husband to look, and he says it's not really at my scar. It's like right above it. And it feels like a tear. Like it's randomly I'll be walking or standing too long. When I'm doing dishes is when it mostly occurs. And I'll just feel like it's just heavy. Like it's too, like my stomach is getting too heavy, and the pressure is getting put on my scar. And it just feels like, it feels scary. Like it's not like a crazy pain where I'm like, you know, dire pain, but it's just like a scary feeling. Like, is my scar gonna like rip open? Is like it gonna tear? Like I'm trying to go for a VBAC. So I mean, if I feel that just now, can you imagine pushing for a baby? I know I'll have an epidural, but just the thought of it, like, is that gonna affect it? So I've been waiting to see if it goes away, or I've been researching, and a lot of people said it's very common. You get that irritated feeling because there was a scar there, it's scar tissue, and your belly is heavy again. And you know, so it is a normal thing from what I've researched, but I definitely want to wait till I go to my doctor. My husband's been telling me to call, but I want to be able to kind of really explain to her and show her exactly where it is, and have her look from her perspective and see if anything looks odd. Other than calling and then be like, oh yeah, it's fine, it's normal. I just want her to be able to look. So I'm going to the doctor next week, so I'm just gonna wait. But that's been pretty scary. Also, TMI, when I use the bathroom to do number 2, that's when I really feel it. Like if I'm just straining myself in any way, it feels like just not good, you know, and like I said, it's not excruciating pain, but it just feels like something's not, you know, not right. And it could just be normal. Let me know if any of you guys have had a previous C-section and then was pregnant again and felt anything around your scarring or, you know, that area. But that has definitely been happening this week. Like I said, it normally happens when I'm standing for long periods of time, normally like washing dishes, or if I'm carrying Phoenix too long, or walking, and I kind of have to stop and sit down. And when I sit down, it feels so much better. The pain is gone. It's totally gone. Obviously, I guess because the weight is not on the scar. So hopefully that goes away, because it's just really scary more than anything, because it's just like, in your mind, you're like, my scar is gonna like rip open, which I doubt would happen, but that's just like my thought process. Every time I feel it, I'm like, oh, am I gonna be able to have a VBAC? What if, like they say, the skin is too sensitive and it's gonna, you know, I don't know, but it just worries me. So I'm gonna wait and talk to my doctor next week and actually show her. I want her to look where I feel the pain and reassure me, you know, either way. It also feels pretty numb in that area. Before I got pregnant this time, it was pretty much numb for a while, and it was kind of always numb. My cousin has told me that hers still feels kind of numb, and it's years later, but I never really noticed it. Like, I was putting lotion on and I took the stick right out of the lotion and I placed it on my belly, and it was cold. It was super cold. So I did it again and I put it in another spot and I felt nothing. It didn't feel cold. If I felt that there was something there, but it didn't feel cold like when I just put it on another spot. And as I was rubbing it in, I was like, oh my God, like, it's numb. Like, in that area of my old scar, kind of like right above it, it still feels numb. So I don't know if it's because of this pregnancy, now that my stomach's expanding or something, or it's always been that numb and I just never noticed. But that was pretty cool. Not cool. Pretty interesting that, like, it's been almost 2 years, 20 months since I had Phoenix, and to think that it would still feel numb is crazy. But I have heard from other people that that was their case, so that's pretty crazy. This week, craving wise, I've just been with ice, and I'm trying to stick off of sodas, but I feel like I need a taste when I drink something. Like, water is just not doing it for me. I'm still drinking it a lot, but I need ice with just a little bit of like a taste, like a Snapple or something, a taste of something to kind of just give me that like taste thing. I don't know. And I've also been obsessed with like ice pops too. Like, I guess ice pops is like the perfect blend because it's icy and it has flavor, so it's like perfect. So I've been obsessed with ice pops, and I've been probably having one every night, and I get the sugar-free kind, so that's good. And then ice with some type of beverage. I just need to drink it. I can't even explain it. It's just awesome, and I just want some right now. Actually, I do have some right here. Some ice with some Snapple mango. Not Snapple, Arizona mango madness or something like that. So, as for the peak of my week, I found maternity underwear. Oh my God. Ever since like a couple weeks ago, probably more than a couple, my underwear has just been so uncomfortable. It goes under my stomach. And even when I was pregnant with, I just realized Phoenix threw everything out of his crib, even his pillow. He's still not asleep. He's gonna sleep with no pillow now. Even when I was pregnant with Phoenix, I searched for maternity underwear, but with certain things I don't like to buy online because I feel like I need to see it. I need to see what it's like, and so I never wanted to purchase that online. So when I was on my search for clothes, I went and I actually saw the maternity underwear, which I've never seen before, this kind, and it was like, it's the flap over, and they are just so comfortable. I bought them a little too big. I overestimated my size, but I guess it still has room to grow, so that's fine. It's like a little loose in my butt area, maybe because I don't have much of a butt, but they're still so much more comfortable. They come about half of my belly, like kind of right under my belly button, but it stays there. It doesn't go down like my other underwear. I freaking pretty much pick it up to the top of my belly, but it won't stay there, obviously. So these are just so comfortable. I bought 2 packs of 3, I think, or 4, and I've just been washing them by hand, then washing them in the washer, and I dried one of them in the dryer, and I noticed that they feel a little snugger. Like, I feel like I'm getting a wedgie with them. So I'm gonna just do that, not dry them, because they're definitely cotton and they shrunk. Like, I can still wear them, but those are a little uncomfortable now. But that was definitely one of the peaks of my week, because oh my God, now it's just awesome because it just feels so comfortable. If you were pregnant and you have to wear normal underwear, you know what I'm talking about. It just does not feel comfortable. They rise down, or they're down here, or you can't even feel where they are, and it is not comfortable at all. So I'm super excited for maternity underwear. I also think I'm going to go back and buy a pack just to kind of keep on the side for when I actually give birth, because that is when they are really going to come in handy. So they'll be able to go up more over my stomach, and around that time where you're just kind of feeling ucky. that's when they will definitely come in handy. So excited about that. Another peak was I received my first set of baby shower gifts. I mean, Avery has received tons of gifts already, but I received 2 things from my baby registry. My baby shower is in 3 weeks. And my aunt lives in New York, and she'd be traveling by bus and stuff, so she just ordered it online and had it shipped directly to me. So that was really fun to get, and it was 2 items that we really need. And I pretty much, if I had the baby tomorrow, we'd be pretty much set. Not really, but you know what I mean. And it is the Rock and Play, which I've wanted since Phoenix, but he was when I discovered the Rock and Play. Is that what it's called? Play and Rock and Play? I think that's what it's called. Once I discovered it, Phoenix was kind of like right to the point where he would outgrow it. So I was like, there's no point in buying it. But I've always said, oh my God, I want this for when I have another baby. So I was super excited the fact that that was the first thing I got from my registry. And she got us a set of bottles, which is also another awesome thing because you need bottles and they're pink. I have bottles from Phoenix that I could just buy new nipples for. So I didn't go crazy on the bottles, but I tried to get different bottles than what I have with Phoenix, so that's one of my main things, just not to get a lot of one bottle, to get a little bit of multiple bottles, you know, maybe two of each bottle, to try out what's going to work for your baby, because that's what happened with Phoenix. I had a ton of Tommy Tippy and he ended up liking the Avent more and all that nonsense. But I'm going to do a video about things that I'm doing differently this time than I did with Phoenix, or things that I'm buying differently, things that I needed differently, like the difference of my first pregnancy and baby and this one, like from items that you need to things that you're going to physically do differently, stuff like that. So I'm in the works with that video, trying to see if I can reach out to some of the pregnant YouTubers to make it like a collaboration video. You know, the differences between first pregnancy and second pregnancy, and or things you'll do different. I don't know, something like that. So anyway, so that was very exciting to receive those gifts as well, and just like so excited for her to get here. There's a lot going on in our life right now, so I kind of just want everything to slow down and then her arrive just at the perfect time. So I'm anxious to meet her and to hold her and hug her and see how she looks, but at the same time it's like I want everything to kind of just settle and just be perfect, just so that when she comes it's all about her and the focus is all on her and all that good stuff. So now I will show you guys my 27-week baby bump. Thank you guys so much for watching. Subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye.